Hello everyone, so today we're gonna make a pocket out of an envelope and two different book pages. So I'm gonna make two. This is the first side of the envelope. I'll show you later how the envelope goes. So we're just gonna fold this to make two different pockets. The little flappy things are like 4 centimeters, so it's a 4 centimeter pocket, so there's like two. So it's quite simple. You just fold as I'm showing you, and then you just have to glue the pockets together, like the back pocket, so it doesn't move around. No need to glue it a lot, and there you have like the two different pockets as I showed. Then I'm just gonna tear this so that it looks quite nice, and after I'm just gonna ink it. Of course you don't tear the bottom part, otherwise your envelope just disappears, of course. So how are you guys today? Over here it's kind of a really strange weather. These few days have been really sunny, really nice, really warm for February. I mean, in France, February is supposed to be one of the coldest months ever, and we've had, I mean, I was wearing a t-shirt. It's just incredible, and right now it's getting cold again. It's extremely strange. So no idea what's gonna happen, and I definitely think that climate change is real for sure and is happening, and it's really quite scary, because right now I'm in the Alps, and I mean it's a lot of mountains, a lot of skiing, a lot of like snow activities in the winter, and a lot of water related activities in summer, with like those natural baths and natural hot springs and stuff. And well, with the snow melting, there's no more water, so it's really scary, especially for the people who live off those activities, which is pretty much everyone over here. So yeah, we definitely need to do something about it. So I'm inking. As you can see, I'm almost finished doing the second one. There we go. I really like how you can see the numbers from the book page. I might cover it up with a bird or a fish to just keep it with the seaside theme, but we'll see. And here you have the two buckets. So next up we're gonna do the second side, which is this kind of flap here, and that's gonna be one pocket. So we're just gonna glue a page in half so that it's pretty strong, not too thin. And then we're just gonna tear it. So there, we just you just have to, yeah, just do that. I don't know how to call it. And then you can tear the sides. And then you just glue it to make sure it's quite strong, because it's an old book page it's pretty brittle and I don't want it to tear when people use it, so I'm just gonna glue it. Again, no need to be that thorough with the gluing because it's gonna be attached to something anyways. And then of course a bit of inking to make it look a little bit more vintage. I'm using the paper, old paper from Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz. It's probably my favorite, I think. And here we're just making the second one. So again, we just plier en deux. Yeah, just make sure it's quite straight, because otherwise you might not get the same kind of pocket on each side. Especially if you have, like me, a lot of white on the sides and you like it to be written at that moment, just make sure like all the words coincide on each side of the paper, so you can just check by putting some light underneath. I quite like it, the pages that are like cut. I mean, the pockets are cut at some point, so I don't really mind. I think it looks really nice like this. So here we have one with, so there's like 3 different pockets. So now we're gonna do the pocket. So we have here our 3 elements with the pocket that is folded in 2. I'm gonna fold it so that it's exactly the same length on both sides, and you have here 1 pocket and 2 here. Then I'm just gonna cut the side, so there's 1 pocket there, and cut here and have another pocket. Yeah, I'm thinking of putting birds, but we'll see about that later. So I'm just using a regular bag. It's from a delivery, I think. Regular brown bag. I've got quite a few of those. So I'm just gonna open it up. And then use that to just cover the entire pocket. It's pretty simple, really straightforward. No need for any specialist tools or anything. Really simple. Alright, so now that this is done, I'm just gonna remove the bag handle, I guess. And then we're just gonna glue our pocket. So I want it to be a little bit longer than it actually is. And I want to make sure that all the sides, you know, even of when you make a pocket, I want the bag to just cover a little bit from the inside as well. So I want to make sure I leave enough space to be able to do that. So I'm just gonna glue one side of the envelope first, and then we'll see about the other side. And here I'm just making sure that everything is removed so there's no unwanted stuff happening. First I'm just gonna cut this part to make the back side. And then I'm just gonna glue the little bit right there. It looks like I've run out of the glue. So here we go. Just gonna do that, and then I hate wasting paper, so I'm always making sure it's as narrow as possible, I guess. Next, I'm gonna cut this second pocket. So I don't want it to be like smaller. I just want one side to be lower than the other one. So I'm just gonna cut the front part. And I think it should be a lot easier if you used a cutter to open it up. But I don't have one with me. But anyways, here we go. And then let's just cut the front part. So there is like a window in this pocket, but I'm not gonna use it. Most of my envelopes have windows because that's the ones they use at work. Okay, let's just glue these little bits as well. And now let's glue it to the paper bag. So this is the tricky part. One of the sides is gonna go inside the little pocket, so I have to cut here. And the other one is just gonna be glued normally. And here I want to make sure that the page, the paper, the brown paper goes inside the pocket. So I'm just gonna cut accordingly. Okay, so now let's glue it. I'm using regular glue, but I'm just gonna make sure that there's a lot of it. And then I'm gonna use a card to really glue it together, especially like the corners that are really important. And at the back you can make sure there's no air bubbles, and the glue is really everywhere. Next, you glue the little flappy things onto the bucket. Here you make sure, since this part has to be usable for the bucket, you need to cut it. You put this one here inside the bucket. Make sure that it's long enough for when we're gonna do the hole punching thing. And then we're gonna cut we're gonna glue this part as well, and finally the other one, which are both really simple, and this one just goes inside since we have a bucket on this side. So I thought this was a bit small as a pocket, so I would really like it to be a little bit longer, like 5 millimeters. So I'm just gonna mark it. Sorry about that. And then with my pencil, I'm just gonna run down, and this is gonna, you know, mark the spot where it has to be. Oh my god, I can't find my words. This is terrible. And you should probably have a little bit extra just to make sure that your bucket is perfectly covered at the top. So now we're just gonna glue this part of the brown bag. Just make sure you get glue everywhere, especially the corners and the sides. And then we're gonna use our card to make sure everything is glued perfectly together. Don't hesitate to really like do it strong, you know, to okay. And then this flap is gonna be into the pocket, and this one as well. And here we have our 5 millimeter extra. So we're gonna glue this inside the bucket. Make sure it's well stuck. So you can see my reflection very clearly. I'm using this glass. It's actually a chopping board, and it's glass, and it's really nice because it's so easy to clean, you know, if you put glue on it. It's really, really cool. So I've been using this, and I really recommend it. You can do all your cutting and your gluing and even your inking. I think Tim Holtz recommends that you put a glass thingy underneath to do the, you know, for inking like the borders or sides of pages. So this is what I've been using, and I just love it. I really recommend it. And this is actually just gonna be cut because it's all covered and there's no bucket on this side. Just make sure you don't cut the bucket. And then here we go. Make sure it's straight. This has to be glued perfectly well. I'm probably gonna cover it with washi tape or something, and then we can just ink it. Oh, and we have to punch the hole for both the pockets. I wanted to see but this is definitely not going in, so we're just gonna have to do it blind. That's a bit small, I think, but it's quite nice. And here maybe a little bit bigger. That's perfect. And then we can just ink everything. Make sure you get all the creases, even on the inside. And then you get just every single place. So here we are. The envelope pocket is done. And now we have our elements and we're just gonna glue them where they need to be. And as you can see with the 5mm, we have the space for the birds, and here we have a little pocket. Inside there's gonna be one side with these two pockets, and I'm thinking about just sewing. Here we have another pocket, and the two here. And then there's another pocket over here. So now that we've done this, I'm just gonna stick them on the right side. And then all we have left to do is just to embellish the pocket. So can't wait to see you and to show you that. And I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.